my project so far. It's pretty simple, as you can see. So I wanted to create a class scheduler because with school and my work and everything, it's kind of tricky to figure out what the best like way to spend my time, or how to separate my time, as well as like find the best way to kind of make like work schedules when I have a difficult school schedule. And also when I am registering for classes, it's really tricky for me to just make schedules. It takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of effort and brain power. And when I had kind of ChatGPT previous to making this project, ChatGPT just got so confused, and it actually took a lot longer, and I didn't get any help whatsoever, and so it's just a big waste of time. So that's why I wanted to create this project instead. I'm going to go off of classes I'm taking this semester because I haven't looked at the next ongoing courses for the next couple semesters. I do have in my CSV files right here like a couple classes for next semester that I can show you, but not too many. Basically, it was just for this semester so far. So we'll just go from there. This week I implemented I just added the enter button instead of having to push and get my schedule. I like how it shows how many schedules are available, and then it gives you these different options, as you can see here. Something that I need to fix is kind of making this look a little bit better. It looks a bit cramped, so I'll be working on that this next following week. This week I implemented something called the manipulation button. Basically, say you really like this class and you like it at that specific time from 10:15 to 11:15, but you didn't like how this class was right there and this class was right there, and maybe you had like 4 other classes after that you wanted to add on to your schedule. So you push the manipulate button, and from there you're able to look at these green options. I changed the color so that way you can tell which options are new and which options aren't. And you can see, okay, these are my different options. As you can see, it's a little broken right now. I need to do a little bit better because it's giving the same option, and let's see, it's giving the same option, and I guess for number 6 it's not, it is working, but number 7 is completely useless at the moment. So I just need to fix that. If you don't want that, then you can just click out of it, or you can just push reset, which I need to fix too because it is also broken. But basically this is what I have going on. Just a little formatting I have to fix here. This is something that I also added. It's like a save button, but with a star. I need to move it over here. But basically, if you're looking at these options, I'm supposed to have my other button disappeared where it says have more options for the schedule. But basically, when you push that, it adds a whole bunch of classes, a whole bunch of different options, and sometimes maybe you like the first option, maybe you like the third option, but when you're looking at other options, you might forget which one you like the most, or which ones you like the most. And so this little star button is kind of cool, and you can remove it too, like that. Another thing that I implemented was details. I want to do more with this, but as far as for right now, I just have term 1 and 2. 2 doesn't really show anything at the moment. It kind of just breaks my system. So I'm going to be working on that a little bit later. It just completely breaks. See, even if you push 1, it's cool. It's a cool little detail right now, but it doesn't work. So I'll be working on that later. Something else that's kind of fun that I implemented was just adding a teacher search list, so that way in case you want to look and see what their availability or rates are, then you get to see right here what those classes are, when are they, what term, and then difficulty, and then their rates and stuff. Again, that's from Rate My Professor, so I'll have to figure out how to keep that updated as time goes by. But I thought that was a really cool thing to do, feature to implement. And this is the code as well. So basically I first did it in SQL. I made tables, and then from there, I kind of just implemented the teacher's names, I call it the RMP score, the Rate My Professor score difficulty, and I also implemented this cool like detail, which is ideal, and that's if they have a good good Rate My Professor score, which is if it's close to 5 or 4, then it's good. Anything below that is not ideal. And if it has a good difficulty level, so again, same numbers. Oh, difficulty, I mean, if it's closer to 1 or 2, then it's ideal. So for example, if I want to go with this teacher, he is ideal because it's close to 4 and it's semi-close to 1 and 2. So yeah, that I want to have other users implement their own, like, scores or things. I don't know how to explain that very well, but I want them to be able to implement if they think a teacher is good or not from what they've heard, instead of just having my hard-coded one. Again, this is just of a selected list because this is my personal program and my personal classes. Another page is just a section, basically just shows the classes, when they end, when they start, so that way it can help create the calendar and go off of that. And then the terms, as you can see here, term 2, and the rest are term 1. This is the course thing. Basically, I couldn't figure out how to take everything, like all this information from MySQL and import it, so I just made it into a CSV file. And so, yeah, the cool thing about this is just like tricky scale, which means if a class, again, this is to my own opinion, is super hard, then it's called very hard, or moderate, or medium, or hard, or easy. It's kind of just, I want to implement like a LLM into my system and be like, okay, if someone puts in like 4 classes, then the LLM probably up here, I don't know, let me get a schedule. Up here will be like, this is a pretty heavy load. I recommend doing like this class and this class instead. Just like kind of like help out, or like help you have better like study ideas and stuff. I don't know how I'll implement that, but I want to in the future. Basically, this is my CSS, which is coming from my HTML here, which builds the page. Basically, this just shows all the different buttons that I wanted. So this is the teacher clear button. You can see here, like right here with like the manipulation button and the reset button. Basically just kind of is the, like, I don't know, the background, kind of. I don't know how to explain it. The blueprint, there we go, the blueprint of my application. And then from there, the CSS is kind of putting in the details a little bit more. So this is the color scheme, this is the body, just kind of like the colors, the shapes, what does the page want to look like, just those little details of the aesthetic of the page. And then this is the JavaScript, which kind of implements the buttons. Yeah, it just implements the buttons, and then from there it also helps just kind of organize everything. For example, it has like a variable here, like calendar information, which takes all this information here and puts it into that variable. And then from there it can kind of just alter it. So let's see here. Example, like right here with the walk sections, this is when you want to like click on a class schedule and then like reload like more classes around that specific class. So this is to like grab, it's a function to grab that class, and then from there it just gives a little message of like click on it and then start using the manipulation button. Yeah, these are just the functions, and then as well as using SQL, HTML, and I'm also using Python on top of that. And so these are some other functions that kind of just pull everything all together. I call it the Python Connect because it really does just pull everything all together. As you can see here, it pulls from those CSS files, and then almost half of this has to do with creating the schedule itself. And so what that means is just like first class, second class. This is going off of like when it starts, when it ends. This is just going off of how to make the, like how to show the calendar itself. There's other, it just talks about the different pages. So for example, like if I have some functions in here about like removing duplicate codes. Like for example, my program used to just show multiple classes. Like it would show like the 381 class and then another 381 class and then show this other one. And I'm like, no, I don't want that. So here's some code to just make sure that it's the unique code, it's the unique class, and just add to the list. Yeah, basically this just kind of goes through everything. Basically it's the whole back end of making sure that everything runs correctly. It does have a couple bugs which I've talked about before, such as this load button not working, this just being off, and just wanting to add like more implementation, the term not working, things like that. But so far, this is how it's coming along. I want to figure out how to make a like job schedule next, which means put in people's like example people's schedules and have it make different schedules that will work around like a work schedule. I don't know if I explained that very well, but this is everything so far.